Next month marks the 25th anniversary since a Cubs pitcher had a no-hitter.
And to this day, die-hard Cubs fans are still talking about what Milt Pappas did back in 1972.
WGN's Gerry Oher recalls what happened that day to one of Chicago's very own.
It's a no-hitter from Pappas. A no-hitter from Milt Pappas.
Yes, you're darn right I got cheated. Very definitely.
25 years after his no-hitter, Milt Pappas still lives and works in Chicago. He's the sales manager for a company that imports and distributes nails and screws. Though his hair has faded, his memory has not. He recalls the game as if it were yesterday.
It brings back a lot of great memories, the fact of pitching in Wrigley Field and being the last Cub pitcher to pitch a no-hitter. And I think there was 11,000 people there that day at the ballpark, and I have probably run into 400,000 people that were at the game.
Milt played 17 big league seasons and won 209 games. But his date with destiny did not arrive until the twilight of his career. September 2nd, 1972, right here in Wrigley Field. On a cold, chilly afternoon against the Padres, Pappas felt sick to his stomach. But Don Kessinger made him feel a lot better with a nice play in the 5th to get Nate Colbert. Then, with 2 out in the 8th, Darryl Thomas smashed a shot off his glove. Pappas scrambled off the mound and just barely threw him out. Then, in the dramatic 9th, with the Cubs leading 8-0, John Jeter led off with a routine fly to short center.
Billy North broke back and then had to come in, and when he did that, he slipped and fell, and I said, oh my Lord, here goes the perfect game.
I saw Billy North slip out of the corner of my eye, and because my momentum was going to center field, and I caught the ball and made a shoestring catch by tumbling, and I came up with the baseball, and that was one of the big plays to save that no-hitter.
Padres catcher Fred Kendall grounded out to Kessinger for out number 2, and Pappas was 1 out away from a perfect game. He had pinch hitter Larry Stahl down 1-2 in the count, but just missed with 2 sliders. So it all came down to Pappas's 3-2 pitch, with umpire Bruce Fremming behind the plate.
The ball's on the outside corner. It's got to be strike 3. Fremming doesn't do anything, which means it's ball 4. And I just saw red. I went into a tirade.
25 years later, and still a National League ump, Bruce Fremming stands by his call.
I don't think he'd feel good today if I had given it to him, and knowing that somebody had given him something he didn't earn. And
I think he would like it. He still is a little bit mad.
Well, you know what? He's mad because time has made him mad. I mean, that's a big thing to throw a perfect game. But he didn't throw a perfect game. He walked the guy.
His perfect moment was gone, but Pappas had some unfinished business.
I went over to him and I just didn't want him to lose the concentration or his composure or get down, because it was a matter of 1 pitch, and I said, hey, you got a no-hitter going, get it.
There's a high fly ball, short right, should be caught. Panzone's out there on the grass. He has it. It's a no-hitter from Pappas. A no-hitter from Milt Pappas.
Then that night, I sat down in a chair to watch the news, and I'm saying, it should have been a perfect game. Then it came back all over again, that I got robbed of a perfect game.
Perfection eluded Milt Pappas, but he still remains one of only 9 Cub pitchers to throw a no-hitter. Gerry Oher, WGN News.
Also back in 1972, the Cubs finished the season in 2nd place, 11 games behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. And there have only been 14 perfect games in baseball history, 5 since Pappas missed in 1972. Pappas, by the way, received a $2,500 bonus from the Cubs for his no-hitter. I wonder what that would be worth by today's standards.
Quite a bit more, I think.